Some stories sound made up, but when it happens to you, you stop laughing. This is what happened when I brought that doll into my home. I've always liked collecting vintage things, old books, clocks, and sometimes toys. One rainy afternoon, I walked into a small thrift store tucked away in a quiet part of town. That's when I saw it. Porcelain doll. Cracked face, glassy eyes, and a little faded dress. It was just sitting there on a dusty shelf, almost like it was waiting for me. The old woman at the counter didn't say much. She just looked at the doll, then at me, and muttered, "You sure about that one?" I laughed. "Yeah, it's perfect." I had no idea. That night I put the doll on a shelf in my bedroom. Nothing unusual. I fell asleep quickly. At around 3:14 a.m., I woke up suddenly. No noise. Just this. Feeling like someone was watching me. I looked around the room. Everything was in its place, except the doll. It wasn't on the shelf. It was on the floor. Facing my bed, I assumed it had fallen somehow. Maybe I didn't balance it well. I'd put it back. Went back to bed. But then it happened again and again. Always at night. Always at 3:14 a.m. A few nights later, I started hearing things. Whispering, like a child's voice. Too faint to make out, but I knew it wasn't in my head. Once, I turned on the light and found the doll sitting upright in my chair. Another night, I locked it inside a cabinet, tied the doors shut. The next morning, the cabinet was open. The string had been cut clean. I started filming at night, just to be sure. What I saw chilled me. At exactly 3:14 a.m., the doll's head moved, slowly. Then it turned to face the camera. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't breathe. Something was attached to it. I tried burning it. Didn't work. It didn't catch fire. I left it outside. The next morning, it was back in my room. I visited the thrift shop again, but the place was gone. Empty building. I asked around. One guy said the shop had been closed for 10 years. No one remembered the old woman. I started researching haunted dolls. The symptoms matched. Night whispers, movement, attachments. I called a priest. He refused to come when he heard the details. One night, the doll spoke. My lights flickered, and in a childlike voice, it whispered my name. Lisea. Blacked out. When I woke up, I was outside, on my lawn, in the rain. The doll was sitting beside me. That was 2 weeks ago. I left the house. I've been staying at a friend's place, but I keep seeing it, in reflections, in dreams. The doll is still with me, watching, waiting. If you ever see a doll that doesn't feel right, trust your gut. Some things aren't toys. Some things never wanted to be found.